Hi folks, Joey Ricard with TrackSideScenery.com. Welcome back. I'm out here hiding in the garage because I did something I shouldn't have done. I posted photos of our family vacation that were in her words.
Wow, those weren't even the bad ones. I'm kidding. She's always a good sport. Now, I want to start off by saying that this is not a video about how to use your particular camera or any lighting equipment or software for that matter. No, sir. This video is nothing more than a few simple tips showing how I take model photos. In the process, you'll see that you don't have to have fancy camera or lighting equipment to come away with good photos. While it would certainly help if you were doing exclusive magazine photo shoots, you don't have to have it to post online or to submit a photo to a magazine. Thinking that better camera and lighting equipment make you a better photographer is a big misconception. It all comes down to what you do with the equipment you do have, and that's what this video is about. Getting back to basics. All the photos I'm showing you here in the beginning of this video have one thing in common. They were all shot with a cell phone camera, and they were all published. Are you shaking your head saying it can't be that easy? Come on, let me show you. And by the way, I'm filming this with my cell phone camera right now. And there you have it. Trust me when I tell you all the fancy equipment in the world is not going to make you a better photographer if you don't get back to basics. Which brings us to one of the most important aspects of any type of photography. Use a tripod. Especially with indoor photography where there's less light, you have to have a tripod or something to keep the camera steady. Now with that said, it brings us to rule number 2. Use a tripod. If you don't keep it steady, you'll end up with a lot of shots like this. There's just not enough available light to produce a fast enough shutter speed in most cases with an automatic camera. Now on to rule number 3. Use a tripod. Anybody want to guess rule number 4? You guys make me happy you're paying attention. I, of all people, know it's a lot of trouble to go to, but you want to produce good pictures, you have to put the effort into it. Don't be lazy. If you don't have a tripod, go get one. If you can't go get one, make one. You can use clamps like this and all sorts of items from around the house. Holding the camera steady is the most important part. That's why we're covering these tips in this video first, because it's the most important. Back to basics. I also run live scouting missions over the layout to find suitable spots to take other photos. Here you can get into spots that you could never get into with your standard DSLR camera. As you see, this also works great for standard video. You'd be surprised at how much this can improve your modeling by videotaping like this. You can actually review it afterwards. You can see things that need to be fixed, adjusted, or improved. I like doing this because it really helps me see potential photo spots after I review it. Once you find your next photo spot, you can place the clamp on the side to hold it steady to get the shot you want. Another good practice to get into is using the camera's self-timer, and I do this because when I set it down on the table, it gives me just enough time to back away out of the light and not shake the camera. I usually set it for about 2 seconds. You see? I told you this wasn't going to be a video about using your camera. It's the simple things like these that really do make a difference in photography, especially photographing models. Oh, who do we have here? A fellow coming over to see the layout? Apparently he thinks he's in a model helicopter. We've seen this all too often, haven't we? Hey you! Get out of that helicopter and get down there and shoot the layout. Let's see what it really looks like. In my book, there's no other way to really see the details of the layout unless you get down and get close. And obviously you won't capture the detail in photographs unless you get out of that helicopter. See there, tough guy? What do you think now, huh? Looks a lot different, doesn't it? Now, of course, just like in the real world, there are exceptions to this, just like this cute girl view. Nice scene. Up high. But you'd never know there was a train down there. I mean, I'd know, but she don't need to know because we're on vacation, and it's not about trains, right? What are you kidding? It's always about trains. But as long as you include beautiful scenery like this into your vacation plans, you should have no problem. Your overall perspective also makes a difference in your model photography. Are you trying to show what the layout itself looks like, or are you trying to capture a scene? It all depends on how your layout is situated and what you have in front of it and behind it. Using a good backdrop will always make the job that much easier. I know it's hard sometimes to fit all the elements into the image without showing the layout edges. Some cases it's okay, especially with a well-groomed layout, but if you get in close, you can get shots like this. Now, of course, if you're visiting someone else's layout, you probably want to ask them before you lay your camera down on their layout. If you've ever visited our display at a train show, you know we have no problem with people coming up and shooting photos and getting in close. Do I need to mention that the photos you're looking at right now were shot with a cell phone? Again, I want to remind you that in this particular video, we're getting back to basics. We didn't use any fancy equipment here, nor did we use any fancy lighting. I'm going to make this quick here, but I always hear a lot of folks complain how their shots came out too dark or too blurry, and there's a reason for that. It's simple. To allow in more light, your camera needs to keep the shutter open longer. Yep, that's what you need the tripod for. How about using the built-in flash?
No.
That's the last thing you want to do is use a flash for model photography. And this shot is just a quick comparison. Yuck. These tips are nothing new and you've probably heard them before. I can assure you that I keep each and every one of them in mind every time I pick up my camera or cell phone. In upcoming videos, I plan to show some of the more advanced techniques that I use, such as image stacking to achieve maximum depth of field. I also want to talk about advanced lighting techniques. And of course, I want to talk about some of my favorite types of model photography, which are long exposures and simulated nighttime. There's a lot of different topics we could have discussed in this first photography video, but I wanted to make sure we were all on the same page and all back to basics. More videos on the way. This is Joey Ricard with TracksideScenery.com. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
We're at Harper's Ferry by the old hotel up on the hill, and Amtrak just went by behind me. And it's a beautiful evening. The light's fading, so Joey's not getting any more pictures.
And Doreen sounds like she's reading off of cue cards.